Hi, my name is Paul Barry and welcome to a What's New video for Transformation Advisor 3.7. Okay, so what is new? Straight away I'm going to click the What's New and you might notice that we've moved some of the icons around here. Later I'm going to talk about the playbook. That's a new addition in this release. But for now, let's jump in. So what are we doing? We're providing modernization guidance, which is going to show you the sequence in which you can modernize your applications to build momentum as quickly as possible. For the least effort, what are the most number of applications you can get ready for configuration and testing in your new target modernized runtime. We've also added a playbook, and that's, if you like, an art to the practical of what you can do. It shows you all your options at every step. It shows you the full end to end, and it's, if you like, an opinionated view of all the different parts of your modernization journey so you can see how other people do it and then figure out what's right for you. And we've moved to the latest version of the binary scanner as well. Okay, let's jump straight in. So I've already uploaded some data, and for this state, we can see that we have 43 applications. Total amount of effort is 48 days. And my target here is Webster Liberty. So what we provide up here in your right-hand corner is the guidance button, and this is going to help you sequence how to modernize your applications. One of the reasons we're doing this is we've seen a lot of customers do a proof of concept and then everything begins to slow down. What's the next application they should go after? And they begin to lose their momentum. And this is what the guidance is about. It's about giving you that momentum and allowing you to keep it. So here's our modernization guidance. And you can see there our migration target is Webster Liberty. So we've broken this down into a number of sections. We start with the simple applications. Let me expand that there. You can see all your simple applications. And the thing about simple applications is they're right now ready to be deployed to their target runtime. There's no code changes required, which means you do not need access to the source code. And because you're not making any code changes, you can deploy and configure these in any order you want. But the key thing here is that your simple applications, as soon as you run Transformation Advisor, every one of your simple applications are ready to be put onto Liberty, then deployed in whatever manner you want and configured whatever way you need to configure them. But the point is you can start their modernization, configuration, and testing immediately. All of these are links, so you can click into any application, for example, and see more information about it. One thing that's worth noting here is with this application, you can see it as two informational issues. But I'm saying they're ready to go right now without code changes. That's because our informational issues tend to refer to edge cases that are unlikely to impact you. We don't think you need any code changes to run on your target environment, Liberty in this case, but it's good to be aware of these because if you see some slightly unexpected behavior during testing, these might give you clues as to what's happened. Okay, so let's jump back. So those are our simple applications. Let's show less of them. And now we're going to jump into our moderate applications. And our moderate applications are going to need some code changes before they're ready to be deployed to their target runtime. We strongly recommend that you tackle them in the order listed here. And the reason is because the common code modernized in each step gets to be reused in later steps. So what are we looking at? So what we're saying is that if you come in and take a look at this gold accounts payable year file, there's one jar in it that needs to be modernized. And modernizing this application and that jar is going to help 4 other applications. So, and if you jump in, what you can see is that here's this jar that needs to be modernized for this application to be ready to be deployed to Liberty. You can see that these two apps here are made simple. So what that actually means is that the only changes needed in these two apps are changes from this jar. And once you modernize this jar, you can simply copy it across. And you can see these two are going to be partially modernized. So if we look at accounts receivable, you can see here in the indicator, we say it goes from moderate to simple. That's because if you tackle it in this order, any of the code changes you need to make for this application, you've already completed them in the first step. So when we open this up, you can see goal server utils 107.jar. So that's the one that needs to be changed. So what that means is that, and by the way, we also ordered these in a combination of lowest effort at the top and most applications helped. So that means for a very small amount of effort, you can modernize this application. That gives you the tools, that jar you just modernized, to modernize these two applications. So really, for very little effort, you've got three applications modernized already. And it gets better because then when you go to goldforecasting.here, you can see it has some code that needs changing, but it also reuses, let me pull that down. It also reuses that jar we've already modernized. And you can see by making this, by modernizing this, it's going to make other applications simple, and another one is going to be partially modernized. And that's why here, when you look at it, you're going to see that it's half blue, half purple, and that means that it's already been partially modernized. And that's the idea here, is that we get in a position where, for very little effort, more and more and more applications rapidly get modernized. Then we have a list of your modern applications that contain only unique code. So generally speaking, usually more than 70% of applications we see in enterprise customers are going to have common code. So it's going to be a lot of applications up there. But in this particular case, these applications still need to be modernized. We ordered them in, least effort to most effort, but they don't have common code. However, they will have various issues. It's likely some of the issues you'll have already tackled while doing the common code, so you'll already have some experience in this area. And then we get on to our complex applications. And these benefit in the same way. In this particular data set, there's two complex applications, but here you can see that whatever's making the audit app.ear complex and the code changes you need around that is exactly the same jar that's going to come across here into default application.ear, and that's going to send it from complex to simple. One other thing that's worth mentioning here is that, this kind of pattern of I fix one application and it fixes two or three other applications, that's not just us being optimistic, that's what we're actually seeing in our enterprise customers' data sets. So that's this kind of behavior, and the way common code tends to develop in an organization is you expect to see exactly these kind of patterns. So by following this guidance, you can really see what you can start on right now, and then, which is your simple applications, and then here how with very little development effort, more and more and more applications will be ready to be fully tested so they can be fully modernized. Now, one of the other things we also wanted to add is kind of a step-by-step, not quite a step-by-step guide, but a kind of a tree of options in terms of where you are in your modernization journey. And that's the playbooks. When you click on this, it's going to launch us out of Transformation Advisor. It's going to bring us across to our open source playbook. And this is going to show you every option at every stage and the full end-to-end flow. So for example here, what we're looking at is you're in a situation where this customer is going to collect data from Webster Traditional, and they have an option to use the TA data collector. What, for example, if they wanted to collect from WebLogic? Well, we click on that and we say from WebLogic, and now you're going to see they have less options here because collecting from WebObject, your only option is the TA data collector. From Webster Traditional, there's custom parameters involved. You can use the binary scanner, the WSAdmin command. There's custom rules you can apply. There's you can even collect from a backup server configuration. So you have lots of different options. And then as you click on these, you're able to go through the journey. So now that you've collected, you can upload your results automatically. What if you can't or aren't in a position to do that? You can do it manually. You can upload stuff in bulk. And again, for every option, we have docs and videos available. And what you can also do is you can expand the tree so you can see the whole flow. And that's really, and the green dots here is your kind of primary flow. But obviously, as you click around, these can move. So you can click over here and you can see things changing. Um, so, when you think about it, what we're saying is you're going to collect your data, from Webster Traditional using the TA data collector. You upload the results automatically. Then here's all information on how to understand those results. Here's information on how to deploy. Now I got to make code changes. Well, we're going to give you assistance for that. Here's how to use the open rewrite automated fixes that we provide. So you need to do the least effort as possible. Here's explanations on how to, validate your modernization effort. Here's information on which you've kind of just seen, which is our, a statewide guidance. Here's ways to create app deployment pipelines. What if you've got WAS and D clusters? Well, here's what's going to happen when you bring them across. Here's all different ways to configure them. What if you need to, integrate with financial cloud services, or, you want to re-architect into microservices? They're all included here. If you're looking at this saying you're finding it too busy, once you've picked a kind of a path you like, you can hide your unselected nodes, and now you're going to see exactly the things that you've been clicking on. It's also just worth noting there that we have a testimonial, so that's filled with um, all different, successful use cases and blogs we've done with customers about their experiences and their modernization journey. So that's all available for you. Oh yeah, and finally as well, of course, if you prefer a kind of a table of contents view, that's all here for you as well. So you've lots of different options available. And if I go back here, you can actually see the full list because, I'm not, I'm deciding to show all the nodes. So that's all available there for you. This is completely open source, by the way, so you can contribute. So if you're going through your journey and you're not seeing a node here that you think, would help you or is part of your journey, then reach out to us. Get your PR going. We're very happy to include it. If you have other docs or videos or materials out there that you've seen that are useful, stick them in here and reach out to us because this is going to grow over time as we continue to work with our customers and solve all their different use cases. Okay, that's it. Thanks very much.